Hello everyone, it's your girl Sueko-Lee and I'm back with another video. First off, I just want to say that I hope everyone has had a blessed week this week and I hope you guys are preparing for this new season ahead. I know I am. I have school coming up. I'm stepping into a new goal and I'm very excited to see where this brings me and what new things I'm going to learn. So I hope that you guys are all doing the same when it comes to your goals and your aspirations or your dreams, That's very important to pour into yourself and make sure that we're bettering ourselves as individuals every day and becoming more knowledgeable as the days go on. So that's what I hope for you guys. And we're going to get right into it. Today, I want to talk about discernment. This is something that has been in my heart space for the past couple weeks, and I feel as though I have to talk about it. So I just want to start this video off and get right into it. So discernment is very important. Discernment is the ability to judge well. When it came to discernment and people, that is something that I struggled with in the past. Like I mentioned in my last video, I was always so trusting and always thought that, if I did something for somebody else, they would do it for me. And then I would be so surprised when I was hurt by their actions or when they disappointed me. And something I learned in this journey is that people show you exactly who they are. You just have to pay attention. And people will also tell on themselves every single time. You just have to pay attention. And I feel like one of the reasons that I didn't pay attention and I missed those signs was because I was so quick to try to be their friend because they would smile at me and they had this characteristic about them that, that was cool. Like I thought that, they were nice because we were able to talk about like a favorite show together or anything. We would be able to relate to certain things. And I just thought that, oh, like this person like has many similarities as me. Like, like we could be friends, So that's the time I was on when I didn't have my discernment. I was so quick to trust somebody because they were nice to me and they had similar traits as me, or they just had something I can cling on to and attach myself with. So that's what caused me to miss certain red flags in individuals, and also what caused those relationships to go to destruction, because eventually people's masks fall off. They're not going to last forever. If you give them time, their mask will fall off. But sometimes them people, you need to be able to spot that just like that. And over time, it comes more easier, like it comes more easier to see that person for who they are if you just pay attention. But if you're someone who trusts easily, this is going to be hard for you, like it was for me, to see people's true intentions, because I want to see the best in everyone. And as you should, you should give people chances, but you should also have your tunnel vision on and make sure that you're putting your spiritual eyes on and seeing past their flesh and being able to see them for who they are and what they're saying. Like really listen to the words people speak, because they'll tell themselves all the time, like I said. And yeah, so having that discernment is very important. And when I didn't have discernment back then, it just led to many heartbreaks, many disappointments. It just led to a lot of snakes being able to slither into my life. And when their mask came off, I was always so shocked, like, how did I not see this? But then I also had to take a step back and like looked at how I contributed to this relationship as well. Like, how was I able to help them keep going with their mask? And one of the ways that I was able to help them keep going with their mask was being overly nice, pouring into them more than they poured into me. Another way that they were able to stay for so long was because I gave them too many chances. Way too many chances, like literally so many chances. Because they said sorry to me, I'll be like, okay, you know what? They're saying sorry, it's okay. And although accountability is a factor, like the fact that somebody's accountable is very important and that is a step, but it's also in their actions. Actions speak louder than words. Just because somebody says they're sorry doesn't mean they mean it or that they will change, Yeah, you give people time, but that's also up to you to see like what your, tolerance is when it comes to people doing you wrong. Because we're all individuals, we're gonna make mistakes, but it's all about that person's progression. How are they progressing in their lives? Like you really gotta look at people for who they are and see how they apply certain things in their lives. Like how are their morals? How are their principles? I feel like it's very important to study someone before you put a title on your relationship with them, because people will disappoint you, and like you have to really see them for who they are when they approach you and when you guys have conversations, to see that if you guys are a match, because Just because you could laugh at somebody doesn't mean that you should be their friend. Just because somebody makes you feel good doesn't mean that you should be their lover. You know, like, you have to really discern and be able to see somebody outside of their flesh, outside of their smile, outside of their looks. See them for their heart, you know? What do they talk about when you guys are together? Are you guys having conversations that are leading to growth? Or are you guys having conversations that are full of drama, that are full of victim blaming? Are you guys having conversations that are just draining you? Like, what are you getting out of this person's conversation? Like, how are they making you feel after you leave them? How are they making you feel when you are with them? Like, that's something you really have to study before you put any title on any individual, because I feel like I used to do that a lot. Like, I used to claim somebody as my friends, like, just as soon as I met them, oh, we're going to be friends now. Like, it was just, I was very trusting and very naive when it came to building relationships with others. And that led to a lot of disappointments and just unexpected betrayal, because people were always who they were. But I just put this fantasy and I put these shades on when it came to them, because I wanted to see the good in them. And I didn't have my own boundaries, and I didn't have my own worth, because when you have self-worth, that's what's going to help you to be around people. When you have self-worth, it'll reflect in the people that you hang around as well. So that's where that comes in. And after a while, after this betrayal, I feel like I've learned so much from losing friends, losing relationships. I've learned so much. It all starts with you. It starts with your standards, and it starts with what you identify when it comes to your relationships. What do you hold most valuable when it comes to your relationships? Do you hold honesty as the most valuable? Do you hold your time as the most valuable? Do you hold communication as most valuable? Like, what do you hold most valuable when it comes to relationships with others? And that will allow you to see the type of people that you want to allow in your life. Because not everybody's meant to stay in your life. Some people can come in your life to teach you something real quick. Somebody can come in your life to be a blessing to you. Somebody can come in your life because they're just meant to be there for a long time, So you have to really find out who you are, and that will reflect on the type of people you have around you. And when somebody hurts you, don't get mad at them because they hurt you. Get mad at yourself, Get mad at yourself for not removing yourself from that situation. Like, when somebody hurts you, it's not your fault. I want to get that very clear. It's not your fault. It's that person's fault, and it has nothing to do with you. But if you decide to stay, be mad at yourself, not that individual, because they've been like that all along. You just didn't see it, So when somebody shows you who they are, you have a choice to remove yourself from that situation. You don't have to stay there. The moment somebody does you wrong and you speak on it and they don't fix it, that's when you're out. That's when you have to be out of there, because they already showed you that they're this toxic person. Like, why are you going to keep staying in the relationship when it's no good for you, And it's easier said than done, of course. Sometimes it's people that we knew for a while, and they're really good at lying. They're really good at holding a mask on, and one day it falls off and it shocks you, In those cases, that's something where prayer comes in. You just got to pray about the strength to leave. And that's something I had to do in a few of my relationships. Just pray for the strength to leave and, let God handle the rest. Whatever you believe, like whatever you have going on, you tap into that and you go back to yourself. Go back to your self-worth. Nobody is worth keeping if it's going to lose you, If you're going to lose yourself, nobody's worth keeping. So when somebody shows you who they are, you act accordingly. You don't even got to get mad at them. Like I said, you can continue to move with grace and understanding and peace, but you don't have to be in their lives. Just because you have all that doesn't mean that you have to stay, So you can move with respect. Just because somebody does you dirty doesn't mean you have to cuss them out or nothing like that. There's no need for that. Don't give them your energy and none of that. It's not worth it at all, But what's most worth it is you being able to walk away. And others, I feel like when you don't move in anger, that person is probably more susceptible to learn that lesson that you probably taught them later on in life, But you saying, oh, you did me dirty. How could you? You ain't this, you ain't that. Like, moving in anger, they're not going to hear anything you're saying. Whether you were right or not, people are not going to hear you because you're yelling and doing all this extra stuff. But if you move in kindness, like, listen, like, I love you, but our relationship is no longer going to work because I feel like we have too many differences, you know? But I'm going to pray for you. God bless you. Like, you can keep it pushing, you know? You don't have to stay in somebody's life. And the truth hurts, you know? Some people are not going to like that. Some people are probably going to curse you out. Like, oh, who do you think you are when I was there for you? Like, they're going to do all the extra stuff, but you continue to move in grace and you have respect for yourself. And you deserve that. You deserve to write your story. If you feel like somebody is not supposed to be in your life, you remove them as you see fit, respectfully and gracefully. And everybody not might agree with you, and that's okay. It's not nobody else's life but yours. Your life can be beautiful. You just have to be able to make those right choices. And we all know the right choice to make, but sometimes we hold on to things that are not for us. And in the long run, it starts to seep into other places in our lives and other areas in our lives. And it taints other things, you know? We got to weed out those bad behaviors, those toxic traits, those toxic people that are going to hold you back. And we just got to pray for them. One day they'll learn their lesson just like you did, just like I did, you know? We all have different chapters on this journey called life. We all have different experiences that we have to go through. We have things that we're not good at. We have things that we need to work on. Nobody's perfect. But you also get to decide, like, when you start seeing things for what they are, that's when you can take action. The difference of being, like, not knowledgeable of something and then having the knowledge. When you're not knowledgeable of something, you can be like, all right, I didn't see that coming, but next time I will. Versus if you're knowledgeable and you accept certain behaviors and be like, okay, I see that they're doing this to me, but I'm going to give them another chance because I know they could change. You get to decide what you want to do for that. So that's where you come in. We all have a choice. But having that discernment, like I said, it's really going to save you from a lot of heartache, heartbreak, and snaking behavior. And the last thing I want to say before I end this video is don't ever let nobody make you feel like you're wrong for choosing you. Always put yourself first. And if they're making you feel bad for choosing yourself, they just gaslighting you. Don't ever let nobody make you feel bad for choosing you and putting you first. And especially when it comes to something that they did to you. Because people love doing that. People love flipping the script on you. Whenever you mention something to somebody and you let them know how they made you feel and they say, well, I only did it because you did this to me. That's gaslighting. If you can't have people around you that are taking accountability and apologizing right there on the spot and actually taking action to change their behaviors, then remove them. They're not going to do nothing but continue to make you feel like what you're saying is crazy. They're going to make you start resenting them. They're going to make you get out of your character, is what I'm trying to say. They're going to make you have to have this persona about you when you're around them, and you shouldn't have nobody interrupt your spirit. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, don't have nobody interrupt your spirit. You should always be at peace when you're living your day-to-day life. Life's not perfect. There are going to be some things that upset you, but if you have a choice and if you can control it, then you need to control that thing. You need to put it on a leash and you need to gather it up and wrap it up and get rid of it. That's it. So that's the last thing I wanted to say to you guys. And I'm just so happy that you guys are here and watching my YouTube channel. I'm excited, and I didn't write nothing for this, so this is like all off the top of the dome. I hope that this message can help somebody with their discernment, to practice discernment. Discernment is something you practice. It's nonstop. It doesn't matter how good you get at it. It's something that you always have to continue to practice, because when things come our way, they're unexpected. Somebody can come and deceive you, you know, and it could be somebody that is beautiful. It could be somebody that's handsome. It could be somebody that is deemed as successful in society. But just because they have an image doesn't mean that they can't do something to you. It doesn't mean that they can't hurt you in any way. It doesn't mean that they can't betray you. You have to see somebody for their heart. And once you see that, you do what you have to do. As long as you feel comfortable and as long as you're at peace with yourself every night. And you'll know if somebody's not for you if you're not at peace with them. I'm telling you. You're going to feel it. That's the feeling you get. Trust me. You get that intuition. Your intuition is going to let you know if this person is not for you. And that's where you decide, like, your morals, your values, your standards again. You take all those into account. And you take action. And sometimes You don't even got to tell that person that you're going to remove them. You just let it fade out because you just, you start making yourself busy. Make sure you're busy. Make sure you're not idle. Make sure you have hobbies. Make sure you're pouring into yourself. Make sure you have things to do because, you know what I'm saying? You can just be busy with life. And once you're busy and not idle and you're getting your goals done and all that, you don't need distractions anyway. So once that happens, they're going to fall off the face of the earth. Your earth. They're going to fall off the face of your life, So you get to decide how your life is going to turn out with that discernment. Discernment is extremely important. Sometimes people overstay their welcome in our lives, but not anymore. Once we learn something from somebody, once they serve their purpose in our lives, we're going to remove them. And remove doesn't have to mean negative. You remove them so they can continue to learn their lessons and part ways so they can continue on their journey. And then you continue on yours. You keeping somebody in your life is only holding you back from your purpose. It's prolonging what you have to get done. It's prolonging those blessings that you're supposed to get. And it's also prolonging their blessings too. And their lessons. Same thing. Everybody's individuals. Just because somebody did something toxic doesn't mean that you have to hate them. It doesn't mean that you have to talk about them. It doesn't mean that you can't be cordial with them. But to remove somebody means that you're not giving them a certain part of your energy that is supposed to be earned. Don't give away your energy that's supposed to be earned. Be nice to people. Be respectful. But there's levels to this. You don't give somebody the best version of yourself because they said hi to you, because they're being nice to you, because they can laugh with you. There is levels to this. So the faster we learn this, the easier life will be. And I pray that you guys have a blessed night, a blessed rest of your week. And I hope to talk to you guys soon. Sueko-Lee is out. Bye.
Don't play with it, don't be dishonest. Still not understanding.